Georgia versus World of Armwrestling. So I think I was in the United States either after the last East versus West event or right before. I think after there was an announcement about new arm wrestling league. So my first look at it was arm wrestling events comes and goes. There's a lot of promoters. There's a lot of places where they make super matches. Not so long ago, after we were in Tbilisi, they did their own event where they had some super matches. They had it free on Facebook Live. I remember I watched a few of those. It involved like heavily that para arm wrestler from Georgia that went kind of viral. So I was like, okay, like this probably is one of those things. And then slowly, piece by piece, everything kind of comes out, and I'm learning more and more and more. And I just wanted to give some comments on some stuff. So right now, as far as I understand, and I haven't been in contact with anyone, Gennady and Roman owns GVW, right? So I guess they're 50-50 partners. I saw Roman's live with Pradeep. He was talking about like the league and every other stuff and everything else. So where is the big problem in this one? So I do look at East versus West, or EVW sports, as it is known, as the big leagues, as the NBA, NHL, MLB, whatever. Like that's the highest of the highs in arm wrestling. The smaller promoters are still there, but they are nowhere near. Like most of them are nowhere near where the EVW is. So EVW, not only it is the biggest promotion, most widely recognized, maybe in internationally in the world, because I do feel like Propanja might be bigger in their own country than the rest of the world, but it's for different reasons, right? EVW has the best athletes. If you're the champ at EVW, most likely you're the best on the planet. Everyone is waiting for a call from EVW to invite them to be on super matches. So that isn't just absolute truth, right? So we saw the whole situation with EVW, change in management and all the things that transpired. Plus there was this boycott with multiple European athletes where I think there was an opportunity to create a new league, and that's what we're seeing. So I think Gennady, Roman, like, whoever idea was this and however is this story, made this league. And it's, in my opinion, it is a direct competitor to EVW. Like it's no running away from it. It's not a self-promoting where they kind of will share things, because looking at some of the images, and first of all, take a look at these. So like this is the poster for Team Georgia, right? So this is the poster. Okay, let's take a look at the old EVW poster. So East versus West 7. I couldn't find the poster because I remember there was a Team West and Team East in a similar style like this. I do feel like it is imitation. Not only that, it is in some shape and form copy-paste. And it comes with two reasons, in my opinion. I would think the only reason you would do this is you already have something established, so everyone kind of recognizes what East versus West is just by posters, just by style, just by the things it is. So it's very easy if you copy it and you kind of put people on the same, they will think it's the same thing or a similar thing instantly, right? You don't have to build your audience because you can just lean into other audience. So I'm pretty sure this is what they're doing here. Roman said they chose the name GVW because they want to involve other sports as well, not only arm wrestling, which could be true. But it's at this moment, it's very suspect of everything, and it's kind of funny for me. I look at it as like, plus they've been going ahead again, not against, but for some of the athletes on East versus West. Some of the athletes that have the contracts, that don't have the contracts, and things like this. Where I see big problems. Okay, so right now at this moment filming this, I'm not part of East versus West. I am, when they invite me, I do the commentary, I help them with everything needed to, but I'm not directly involved. I still, if I have to choose a side, I'm going to stand with East versus West. I do feel like East versus West has been there and doing things to grow sport. And we have, like, I do have a trust in EVW, right? I do have a trust. I feel like it's at this point very well established. Everyone knows what it is. Everyone knows the directions. And like, that's the thing. I think everyone kind of needs to build up the trust in arm wrestling, so you would go all in, right? So if someone offers you a contract, and I don't know how much money they're ready to throw around, GVW, but this is where I see the problems. The problems I see is, and I read the comments and I see the comments. And when this was announced, a lot of people were very disappointed with Gennady and all the involved parties that they're doing this. I feel like, listen, every time there's more opportunities for arm wrestlers, it's good. It cannot be a bad thing, right? If someone is willing you to pay money for you to go and do some stuff and to arm wrestle, that's amazing. Like, that's the dream, right? So more opportunities we have, better it is. But the way they have positioned themselves, I feel like everyone sees them as a competitor to EVW, and that might be the problem. If they would done a little bit different route where they just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna do this, and they would talk with EVW, we want to use some of these athletes, can we maybe make a deal? I would think the situation would have been completely different. Right now, what I see is a lot of fans of EVW, especially from the West, they felt betrayed by the whole things that transpired, right? And from the comment section, I feel like there's not going to be a lot of support for GVW. If their model of making money is pay-per-views, I think they might suffer pretty bad, because depends on what kind of audience they're trying to reach. Are they going, so here's a Kimbo, right? It's a good example for me. Like, they have Samoshia. I don't know how EVW let this slip, but Samoshia, we're gonna pull both arms here with Kirsten and versus Akimbo. Akimbo has insane following. Everyone knows who he is, right? But most of that following is from Russia. And as far as I know, they cannot really buy pay-per-views. There might be some issues. And they are, most of the time when they could buy pay-per-views, they were not the ones buying the most pay-per-views. So we will see how it turns out after first few events. But if they aim too high and they kind of going this competition versus EVW, I feel like they have to be ready to throw around a lot of money. I'm thinking millions. I'm thinking, because probably to establish yourself in a world, you will have to do few events, 5-6 events. And the athletes are being compensated one way, and you kind of have to match it or outbid them, which will probably increase the value of the matches, or at least the pay. So I will see how they would deal with this. Like, for me, it would be great if they wouldn't go on too much attack on EVW in some of these cases. Like, what was there? There was a comment. They commented like, who would want to see Alijan versus Levon with left hand and left. So I was like, okay. And then Dexter said on some stream that he's like, Levon is kind of upset with all this. So we'll see how this goes and where it goes. But right now, I just can't tell. It's a very weird situation because, like I said, promoters come and go, events comes and goes. I just was in Finland. We pulled there. There was no promoter. It was just local club put together a great event. Boom. So GVW, because it's Georgia versus the world, will imply that Georgians are the main thing on this card. So maybe they will get more support from or within their own country, which would be probably great, right? And I don't see them kind of making the big leap in being a real competitor versus East versus West. And again, pushing that audience that is ready to buy the pay-per-views on EVW to GVW, I think is going to be extremely hard. And right now, people, they are upset with all the things that transpired and the sides that people took. And we'll see. Like, I don't hold any of the competitors or athletes competing there. Great. Listen, and I know a lot of these athletes don't have any problems with DVW. I think they asked permission to compete there, and like, it's fine. I don't know what the situation's gonna be, how it's gonna be, but it's too on the nose. Everything is too on the nose. I saw one moment. Give me a second. So on the right side, it's GVW. On the left side, it's EVW. So, right. So even the glare is there on the top. You see that those points of light, like it's just everything is just two on the nose. It looks like it's the same thing, you know. Listen, I would love to hear your thoughts and how you feel about all this situation. There's the card is looking, it's not a bad card at all. It's a really good card, and I understand everyone kind of understands what they're doing. Um, could they be competitor to VW? Will, you know, because it's a lot of things are, it's kind of two on the nose. It looks just similar. Uh, I don't know if it was the right way to go. You kind of lose your own identity there. And what is the plan for them to make money? I saw that they got a big sponsor in online betting, which probably provides some money. But again, they need to get something in return or give something in return. So we'll see if that partnership holds. Probably because it's Georgia versus the world, they could get Georgian sponsorships, and maybe that will keep them alive. But just as far as I know, it's going to be almost impossible to get into this pay-per-view market, especially when kind of they're not happy with how the things are turning out. But yeah, we will see. They will have first event in October. I know there's a lot of speculation who actually owns this and how it is, and I have no say. I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't been involved in much in these conversations. This is why I'm making this video almost 5 weeks later. But everything is really like the timing, the card, the athletes that are pulling on this card. We'll see. I just think it's gonna be very, very hard to beat TVW, especially right now. But yeah, we'll probably see. So let me know your thoughts in comment section below. Anyway, guys, stay strong. Love arm wrestling.